It's Marie Holiday. This is another one of my live lectures. I'm out here on this trail, and as you see, the crowd is out playing sports. Kids are out there. Here is a family-oriented area, and as you can see, all the action going on out here early this morning. So, with that being said, let's get ready for our next lecture topic as I'm at the same time doing my walking, hiking in this area. So the focus of this lecture is going to be a credit card debt, aka you do not need credit cards. Are you drowning in a sea of credit card debt, aka you do not need credit cards? You know, I have not owned a credit card in over 11 years. And I'm going to tell you something. Don't believe in the myth and hype in society that you got to have a credit card for emergencies. No, that's the purpose of saving for your emergency savings account. That's the purpose of having a strategy plan to get enough money in your account where it will cover 3 months worth of bills, 6 months worth of bills, a year of bills in the future, 2 years of bills in the future. Have a game plan for that. So if a financial emergency come up, no problem. You pull from your emergency account versus relying on credit cards. And I'm here to tell you, I'm going to talk about some indicators, because in my book, I talk about from 2007 to 2012, I was one of those people living in financial destruction, multiple credit card debts, maxed out on all of them. And I'm here to tell you. So I'm going to talk about, some, and, when I listen to my audio book about the area in my book, it gives me chills down my spine. The credit cards weren't the only bills, but I'm telling you, 11 years without a credit card. If you are some powerful indicators that, and first of all, you ain't even gotta listen to this, because if you're drowning in this sea of credit card that you already know. You already know your situation. You already know what's up. So I'm gonna break this thing down. Some indicators that anybody or person is drowning in a sea of credit card debt if they're using one credit card to pay another credit card bill. All you're doing is creating another bill. So if you are continuously using another credit card to pay another credit card bill, that's a powerful indicator you're in trouble. If you're only able to pay the minimum on those credit cards, you're in trouble. Because, I'm telling you, and the creditors, they know this. They know that most people are going to only pay the minimum. The creditors, and you're paying that high interest. You're paying the high interest. That little minimum you're sitting in ain't touching nothing. It ain't touching that principal. You're going to end up paying that high interest. And then if you are late, if you are beginning to be late paying that credit card bill, that's another indicator that you are drowning in a sea of credit card debt. So now you're paying the high interest in addition to the late fee. So that money you're sending in, that little minimum payment you're sending in, ain't touching none of that principal. So that's another indicator that you are drowning in a sea of debt. If you are using credit cards to pay your bills, the rent, a mortgage, or the car note, car insurance, go grocery shopping, gas in your car, and that's another indicator that you are drowning in a sea of debt. Because what's happening, let me break this thing down to you. What's happening, because you're so deep in debt with credit cards, now when you get paid from your job, all that money getting sucked up in the new debt from the credit cards that you done created. The bill going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So now you ain't able to pay your regular bills. So now you're getting behind in your household bills, your car note, your rent, your mortgage, taking care of the kids, light bill, cell phone bill. Because now I've had conversations with people where, they got maxed out on 10 credit cards. They owe $250,000 in credit card debt. And that's a recipe. That's a recipe for disaster. And that's another powerful indicator if you got multiple credit cards. I ain't just talking about the Visa and the MasterCard. I'm talking about the store credit cards. You know, when you go shopping, they're pushing those credit cards at you. So I'm talking about the store credit cards. I'm talking about the major credit cards. I'm talking about credit cards from the bank. So now you got multiple credit cards. So that's that's another indicator that you're in trouble. If you find yourself applying for another credit card because you might start on the other 9, that's another indicator you are in trouble. And I'm telling you, this thing is real. You know, and another powerful indicator when a person try to play that little game or keep signing up for these credit cards because they're behind in the other 9, then what's going to happen, it's going to have a ripple effect to now you're so deep in debt and behind on these credit cards. Now you're going to begin to start getting denied on credit cards, even from the credit cards from Target, Walmart, JCPenney, all you're going to get denied for all of that. So now you're faced with what you've been running from. You're faced with what you've been running from of all this debt that you have created over time. And now things about to get in trouble. You know, now you're going to begin to start overdrafting in your bank account. There you go. Going to start overdrafting your bank account because them creditors coming at you. When you get paid on your job, the money already gone. And your real household bills ain't even paid. That's powerful indicators. You are drowning in a sea of credit card debt. Because I'm telling you, from 2007 to 2012, I was one of those people. I have not owned a credit card in 12 plus years. There is a way out. And I dove deep when I give my spiritual testimony in regards to how God gave me the skills to break that cycle. Don't believe the myth that you need credit cards to raise your credit score. That is a myth. There are so many other variables that a person can do to raise their credit score. Because what they look at is the debt to income ratio. So if a person $200,000 in debt on credit cards and they're only making $50,000 a year, ain't no creditor in the world gonna touch you with a 10-foot pole. And I'm here to tell you, this thing is real. And creditors know this. They know people don't have the emotional maturity to delay gratification. They know people are going to live above their means. They know people are going to only pay that doggone minimum. And what that minimum payment is designed to do is to keep you in debt for the rest of your life. And I'm here to tell you, I'm telling you, you do not. Well, people say, oh, well, what about when you rent a car? You don't need no credit card to rent a car. I rented a car several years ago, and what these car rental folks don't tell you, and I found out this when I went to rent a car, because they always say, you got to show a credit card. When they ask me, when we holiday that question, I say, what else can I show? Because I don't deal with credit cards. And this was a world-renowned rental company, Enterprise. This is what they don't tell you unless you know the ass. I say, I don't do credit cards. What else can I do? And he looked at me and he said, if you can show proof of your address, a light bill, your water bill, if you can show with your name on those 2 bills, clearly with your address on those 2 bills, that is off to a credit card. See, they ain't gonna tell you that unless you know the ass. And when he told me that, of course, because they ain't about to walking around with two pieces of mail on them, I say, let me go home and get my powerful evidence of 2 pieces of mail. I'm gonna bring my light bill and I'm gonna bring my water bill. I brought those 2 pieces of mail. It clearly had my address on it, my full name, on top of that showing ID. And that is how you can get around your credit card. Because again, you don't need credit cards. Well, people say, well, what about when you travel? That's the purpose of your debit card. That debit card, the money coming straight out your account. And that's the purpose of having that money in reserve. That's right. That's the purpose of having that money in your reserve on that account, and you're using that debit card, that money coming straight from your account. And the beauty of that, you are not creating new debt. There you go. You ain't creating no new debt. I don't travel abroad many times, and I'm going to have money reserved for my vacations. because the vacation is already paid for. The key thing is not create new debt as you get out of debt, and you be committed to that. That is evidence you do not need a credit card. Learn the skills and the master to control your money, to master your money, to be disciplined, to have that emergency fund sitting aside that'll cover months worth of your bills, years worth of your bills. I'm in a position now, I have my bills, which my bills ain't much or nothing. So I got over 7 years. I can pay my bills for 7 years without worrying about anything. That's all because when God rid of those credit cards, and it's a powerful feeling. Because when you use a credit card to pay a bill, let me tell you something. You ain't paying the bill. All you doing is delaying the inevitable. You ain't paying 30 days. But also needed a new bill. Now you owe more credit card. And when you start getting behind in the credit card bills, now you got the late fee, the high interest, you're losing sleep, you're stressed out, and you are drowning. And people every day, right now, in this situation, people you work with in this situation, you may be in this situation, family members in this situation, people at church in this situation, but you know what? They still swiping and swiping and swiping, trying to keep up with the Joneses. But before long, they'll end up, it will create financial. I'm here to tell you, don't believe the myth that you need a credit card. There are so many ways. I ain't own a credit card in over 11 years. My credit score hit 900, steady rising. By evidence, that has occurred without a credit card. Because there's many things that come into play that has an impact on your credit score, and that powerful thing is that debt to income ratio, your debt against your income. And when creditors see that you owe all this debt, 10 credit cards behind default, then your credit score gonna hit a 340 like mine was back in 2007. And I'm here to tell you. So I'm here to tell you, wake up, people. Holidays coming up, and folks gonna be swiping and swiping and swiping. They're gonna send those pre-approved credit cards in the mail. The advertisers, that's a deliberate strategy to get you in debt. A lot of folks gonna fall for it, and recognize, and when holidays come, your real bills, for some reason, I've always said this over the years, your real bills come quick. So now you're adding credit card bills. Financial freedom. You know, I have gone through the doors, and it's a powerful thing knowing any financial emergency come up with Marie Holiday, I can pull from my emergency savings account without creating a new debt and handle that financial emergency. I don't care if it's $500 or $25,000, I can handle it, and I'm here to tell you. Pay attention, people. That's all I have on this topic. So mark your calendar for December the 2nd. 2023, I'm gonna do a power lecture from 11 to noon. I'm gonna talk about the Johari window. I'm gonna talk about the value of having a traditional job. I'm gonna talk about what you need to travel abroad. I will be in Cairo, Egypt, a couple of weeks in December, and there's much preparation I've done behind the scene to make this get ready to go out of the country as a content creator, but most importantly, to see the Egyptian pyramids. I've been told by a lot of folks that when you walk through those pyramids, I don't care if you believe in God or not, there's an area when you walk through those pyramids, because those Egyptians were guided by God and the Spirit to erect those structures that can be seen from outer space and that have stood the test of time. They were guided by God to erect those structures, those pyramids. There's an area when you walk through, they say it's a powerful spiritual pull. you will, and I'm going to say this loud, you will drop to your knees because you will be able to feel the presence of God in this one particular spot in the Giza pyramid, the bigger one. You will drop to your knees, and I'm here to tell you. And if you don't believe in God when you walk up out of that spot, you will believe in the power of God by the time you walk through and share that experience. And oh, by the way, that trip already paid for without creating any new debt. That's the power when you can awaken your financial freedom. Share this topic because there's people right now who are in credit card debt. There's a way out. If you have not read my book, you need to check out my book. There's also an audio version. Order my book, Awake Financial Freedom, where I dove deep, and there's a specific skill that God gave me to rise above my credit card debt, and it's nowhere in the world I would have thought of that skill that God gave me on my own. I give all grace and glory to God. Check that book out. It's the audio book or the ebook version or the soft copy version. Mark your calendar. With that being said, Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.